Right. So today we will see the important topic called WLST, actually WebLogic Scripting Tool. So WLST, there is nothing but what WebLogic Scripting Tool. So what we can able to do by using the WebLogic Scripting Tool, that part we'll able to see. Just hang on 1 second. Hello, are you there? Hello. Right. So today we'll see the important topic called WLST, WebLogic Scripting Tool. In the sense, whatever you do from the administration console, same thing generally which we can able to do from the even WLST also. In the sense, so everything which we can able to do from the administration console, whatever you do, even same thing you can able to do from the WebLogic Scripting Tool also, but in a command mode by writing the scripts which we can able to administrate the WebLogic server administrations. Okay. I'm just starting the server. No, it is not like Linux scripting, like kind of Python scripting. It's a Python. It will use that Jython scripting language, which is purely built on the Python scripting language, Java Python. Kind of. Right, all right. What is the WLST generally? So what we can able to do in the WLST? So by using the WLST, generally we need to be automating the administration using the scripts. Actually, we need to automating the administration using the WLST scripts. In another words, so whenever it is not possible to access the administration console, that time what is the alternative? Actually, alternative to the administration console is nothing but what WLST. In the sense, alternative to the admin console. Whenever the admin console is unavailable, generally we will just go to the WLST and we can able to monitor and administrate the WebLogic server using the WLST. So this is about the WLST generally. Let's we see generally what is the WLST and what we can able to see. See, WLST is nothing but it is a command line scripting interface for managing and monitoring the WebLogic server instances, including the clusters, server instances, domains, JDBC, and all the services. It's a command line scripting interface. So WLST, which is purely or 100%, which is uh, implemented Java implementation of the Python scripting language. Generally, you know, so purely which is depend on the Java Python scripting language. Then after that, generally, why we need to go with the WLST? There are following reasons actually. Whenever you are using the same process again and again, in the sense providing the repeatable process for propagating the configuration changes across the environments, and quick allows to environments to the replicate and migrated. So these are the reasons actually to go with the WLST. So WLST which was not available, so up to WebLogic Server 8.x, after WebLogic Server 9.x, so which was available, and earlier for extensively doing the command line administrations before WLST, so we were used about that Java space WebLogic.admin utility, so that is deprecated whenever the WLST came out into the market. So that is about the WLST generally. Let's we see what are the you know so that is about the WLST. Then once we will complete the WLST, so generally what are the steps which we can able to do in the WLST? Setting up the environment and invoking the WLST and requirement for entering the WLST commands, running the scripts and importing the WLST as the JSON module and exiting the WLST. So these are the main steps for implementing the WLST generally. And generally what I need to do, go to here. So the first step, how to set up the environment. Generally there are two methods actually. Let us I go. So to set up the, so before we are going to going for that, generally what are the capabilities of the web WLST generally. WLST which is providing the following capabilities. What are those actually, WLST generally it has providing the following capabilities, like what it is going to be doing the four tools, same thing which we can able to do by using the WLST only. So what is that? WebLogic.admin utility, which was deprecated after WLST came out into the market, and WebLogic.deployer, by using that which we can able to deploy and manage the deployment tasks, and the WL config and tasks, by using that which we can able to manage the WLST, by using that also WLST also which we can able to manage. And configuration wizard, in the sense silent mode installation which was deprecated about the domain with the configuration wizard after WLST came out into the picture. So these are the capabilities of the WLST. Let's we see what are the steps we will able to use in the WLST whenever we are in the WLST. Setting up the environment, invoking the WLST, all these are the steps. Let's we see first how to set up the WLST environments. In the sense, environment to invoke the WLST. There are two methods. Go to this path and set domain env.sh. Then after that, under this path dot slash set WLEnv.sh. So in this two way, you can able to set the environment. So after completing that, what I need to do, how to invoke the WLST, the first method. So go to under this path. Then what I need to do, dot slash how to invoke the WLST, dot slash WLST.sh. This is one method. Right. So this offline, online we will able to see next. In this way, you can able to invoke the WLST. This is one method. And second method, Java space WebLogic.WLST. Any one method, use and invoke the WLST. So two steps which we have completed. One is setting the environment and then invoking the WLST. Then after that, so what will happen? So what are the interaction modes actually? There were following interaction modes which are available in the WLST. Important interview question also. The first one, interactive, script and embedded. What is interactive, script and embedded? Interactive means whenever you enter any command, immediately you will get the response. Example, pwd, ls, what are the commands you can able to type, immediately you will get the response. That is called, interactive mode. And script mode means all the commands which you can able to open the notepad and you can type all the commands in the script and you can save it as .py and execute that script. That is called script mode of the interaction. And embedded means, and WLST generally it has going to be interprets in between the Java code and as well as WLST commands from the Java program. So that is what actually embedded. So interactive, script and embedded. These are all the three interaction modes actually. Then after that, what are the connection modes which are available? So this is also another interview question. There are the two connection modes which are available: offline connection mode and online connection mode. So what is offline and what is online? Offline means which we cannot able to whenever you are not connected to the WebLogic server, instance. So that mode you can call it as offline mode. And in offline mode, what you can do and what you cannot do. You can do by you can create the domain, you can modify the domain, and you can extend the domain, but you cannot able to view the runtime information about the server instances and applications, and you cannot able to modify the security security related data. All the persistent information which we can able to do that, but runtime information which we cannot able to do under the offline mode. And this is the default mode actually. Offline mode is the default mode. Then in online mode means when you are connected to the running server instance, that is called online mode. So generally, what you can do and what you cannot able to do in the online. You can able to access the runtime information, and you can change the configurations, and you can view the applications data, and as well as you can deploy, undeploy, and as well as start and stop the applications from the online. But what you cannot able to do in the online, you cannot able to create the domain using the online mode. You must be a you must available under the offline only, then only you can able to create the domain. So that is about how you are going to be configuring the domain. Sorry, how you are going to be do the changes in the online and offline mode. This you can able to do, and you cannot able to do in the online and offline mode. So this is about offline and online differences. Interview question that is. So what we can able to see, just go to over there. I have already invoked and I am invoke the WLST. I am under the offline mode. See, so what are the actually basic commands in the offline mode? Generally, go to here. See, few things actually which I left actually. One is how to create the domain using the WLST. Second one, how to deploy and deploy the applications using the WLST. So that I left actually. Let's we see before configuring the domain. Let's we see some of the commands in the WLST. Some few commands actually. Go to over there. These are some commands actually. Connect. So connect to the WebLogic server instance offline to online. This is the syntax actually. Connect username and password about the admin server and admin URL. Disconnect means you can disconnect from the online to offline, and exit means you are exiting from the WLST, and read domain means you can open the existing domain and read. This is the syntax. And update domain means you can update the existing domain. And start server and start the server instance using the WLST without node manager, and suspend. So whenever you want to, you can suspend. And shutdown means you can shut down the WebLogic server instances and as well as clusters. And start server, you can start the server from the offline. That is the syntax actually. And also you can resume the server whenever the server state which is going to be stopped under the admin state. That time you can able to use the resume command, and which brings to the resume running admin state to running state. So these are about some commands which you can able to use in the WLST. Let's we see what are the basic commands we'll be able to use. Whatever the commands we'll be able to use in the Linux, but same commands which you can able to use even in WLST also. But you have to be specified like this: pwd, even cd. In WLST generally each and every command which is enclosed within a single code and separated by comma. See like this. And example, directory name or domain bean, and like this you can specify like this. You can able to change one directory to other directory. And how to list actually ls, you can list like this. So all the commands you can able to execute like this. So to get help about the any command actually, help online, offline first. We are under the offline only, right? Offline, all the offline commands which are going to be displaying. Then about the command help pwd, so it will display the about command including the manual page, and as well as how to use that command. Everything which is going to be displaying under the help command generally. Just go to over there here. Let's we see. See, you cannot able to get any ls because you are under the offline actually. There is no domain to read actually. Then what I need to do, help space offline. See all these commands which we can able to use under the offline. See, I want to know about some command actually. See, any other command here. So I want to know pwd or any other command. You just copy, go to down, and then just entering. See, it will show you the description, then it is going to be shows the example of the usage. You can use the same thing like that. So in this way you can able to know about the commands, and it's about the command actually. Let's we see add template. You can extend the current domain and assign the resources to the one or more applications, and cd navigate the hierarchy of the embeds and close domain. Whenever you open the domain, you can close the domain. Similarly, like that, close template also. CMO generally current management object, which you'll able to get later. And connect means you are connecting to the WebLogic server instance from offline to online. And create means you can create the configuration embed, and delete means you can delete the configuration embed. See, the WLST, which does not have the separate log file to know about the exceptions actually. Whenever you will get exception, which are going to be displaying under the dump stack, displaying the stack trace free from the dump stack generally. The dump stack which is available under the, see, all last exception which is available under the dump stack. In the sense, there was no log files in the WLST which are going to be displaying under the dump stack only. So that is about the dump stack generally. Then after that, let's see other one. Exit means you are exiting from the WLST user session. Then after that, ls command generally list all the child embeds and attributes, and nm command generally it is going to be connect WLST to the node manager. And pwd, so it is going to be displaying the current working directory. Read domain means you can open the existing domain, and read template also like this. And start the node manager. This is a script. Start server without the node manager, and stop the node manager. And thread dump, how you can able to take the thread dumps. And update domain to update the domain. And how you can able to write the domain. Then after that, how you can able to get the WebLogic server version actually. So go to there and you can able to see print versions. So in this way, you can able to work with all the default commands which are available under the, you know, WLST offline. See, in offline, what we can able to do, how to configure the WLST template based domain configuration generally. Just go to over there. So this is what offline actually, how to configure the template based domain configuration. Let's we see, we have already set up, and this is for syntax actually creating the domain. So what are the steps which we can able to do in a domain, in a WLST to create the domain? Set the environment variables, and second point, invoke the WLST and read the domain, write the domain, close the domain, close the domain. Then after that, create the domain. Last step, close the domain. Then after that, 6. So what I need to do, create the domain. So this is about, so different all these steps actually. Let's say I can able to follow the steps, how you can able to create the domain. First, I already completed two things. I'm just copying this one. C, Linux, Oracle, HCL Home, User Projects, Domain, HCL Domain. I'm just reading the domain only. Third step. And click on that. It is going to be reads under that, so that domain actually. Go to here, ls hyphen servers. See that many servers which are available under the domain. What I need to do after completing that, after I read the domain, next I need to be write the domain, and where I need to be copy. So custom template. So custom T template. I'm just copying that one. I need to be write the domain into that. custom dot t. So under the jar file, it is going to be write the domain under the specified path. So which is completed generally. Now what I need to do, close the domain. See which closes. I completed I close the domain. Next what I need to do, I need to be create the domain. See, create domain home Linux desktop custom T. From that it is going to be getting the jar file home Linux Oracle HCL home user projects domains WLST domain. I'm just removing that one 2 3, okay, and username and password. Let's we see copy and go to over there. I'm just typing this command. So click on enter. It is going to be create the domain. Go to that specified path and check whether the domain is created or not. See, so under this WLST domain which is created. In this way you can able to create the domain using the WLST. So then after that, so how to deploy and deploy the applications. For deploying the applications, I'm not able to do under the offline mode generally. I need to be connected to the running server instance, in the sense, offline to online mode. So before we are moving into that offline to online, we need to be discuss something here. So generally, uh, so what is the domain directory structure MB generally here. So WLST online means you are connecting to the domain, in the sense you are connecting to the running server instance. This is the syntax actually for connecting. After you connect, generally what is the MBIN when MBIN, in the sense managed servers internally, how it is going to be stored. This is about architecture of the MBIN trees. Internally, the each server instance it is going to be stored into the different MBINs. MBIN type server MBIN instance generally managed server name, MBIN attributes and operations, like all the properties about the managed server instance, like legend port and as well as legend address. Then after that, like the remaining other servers also you can able to configure like that. So this is how you are going to be configuring the domain. Internally, it is going to be stores like this in a MBIN structure. MBIN means managed MBIN. So like that, it is going to be stores under the internally. So then after that, what are the MBINs which are available into the WebLogic server domain in the WLST? So important interview question actually. So entire domain which is going to be available under the following MBINs. Domain config generally, which contains the hierarchy of the entire domain, and server config generally, which contains the hierarchy of the entire server which you are connected currently. Domain runtime means which contains the information about the hierarchy of the runtime MBINs about the domain. Server runtime means which contains the hierarchy of the runtime. So MBINs for the server which you are connected. Edit means you can edit the domain configuration. So for editing purpose, and you can modify and as well as you can edit the new configuration means. JNDA means how you can able to see the JNDA server, and how you are going to be connecting and how you are going to be displaying the services. And custom means generally if you want, you can able to configure the custom MBIN also. So how you are going to be switching one MBIN tree to other MBIN tree. Domain config, server config, and open and close bracket. All these are the different MBIN trees which are available, and you can switch like this one between one to another MBIN trees. This is how you are going to be switching one MBIN tree to other MBIN tree. So let's we see then how you are going to be creating the how you are going to be connecting to the running server instance, and what are the commands which are available in the online mode. Then how you are going to be deploying and deploying the applications, we'll able to see. Then after that, so what is the current management object that we'll able to see later. Just go to over there here. How to connect, command connect, username WebLogic, and password welcome one, and so you can use T3 also, no problem. Localhost colon 8001. So enter, which is going to be connected offline to the server. See, this is server config. This is one type of MBIN. If you just go to over there, server config, server related configuration. There is one type of MBIN. Then once you connected here, so what I need to do, what are the commands which are available into the offline generally, online generally. Right. So these are the commands which are available in the online. Some are the commands which you can able to use both online and as well as the online. See, whenever you are requested any changes, you can activate by using the activate changes. And CD generally, you can navigate to the configuration change hierarchy, and CMO generally current management object. So what is the CMO generally that we will discuss in coming slide. And create means you can create the new configuration MB, and delete means you can delete the configuration. Deploy means you can deploy the application into the WebLogic server or otherwise console, WebLogic admin console, and remaining are not required. Edit means you can edit the last configuration and not required. So what are the applications actually? List applications, how many applications which are going to be deployed into the admin console, and name. So these are all the node manager related commands which we'll use regarding the node manager whenever you are working with the node manager. All these are the node manager related commands. Then after that pwd and redeploy for redeploying the applications, and as well as whenever you request the any changes and click on save, which is used to save those changes, and start the applications and stop and state, how you can able to get the state about the server instance whether those are running or not, and undeploy for undeploying state. See, I need to be type state, see which is running. Similarly like that, state, see shutdown. Like that you can able to work with remaining commands also. So in the online. See then after that, how to deploy, undeploy the applications generally. So what are the steps actually? Set the class path and invoke the WLST and connect to the offline to online. Then issue the following command generally. So what is the following command generally? See, first you have to be check about that whether the application is available under the desktop or not. If it is not available, you just keep. Otherwise, you just give the specified path actually. How you are going to be, deploying the applications from the specified path. I just copy here. And next, what I need to do, see, deploy shopping cart home Linux desktop HMNG one. That is my target actually. Copy over there, go to over there, and click on paste here. So the moment you enter, it is going to be deploying the application. What it is going to be doing here, rising shopping cart target is targeted to the cluster. So go to over there, already there I guess. Go to over there, shopping cart. Yes, which we need to be undeploy. Then next what I need to do, so go to here, issue the same command. So now it is going to be deploying the application. So next I need to be list how many applications I deployed. I need to be list only one application, that is nothing but shopping cart. So then after that, generally what I need to do after deploying that, so I list the applications, how many applications I deployed, and how I can able to undeploy space application name generally. So and target, this is what actually copy, and then after that, once you deploy the application, you can test and you can able to manage all the deployment activities after you deploy into the admin console. So then after that, how to undeploy? So generally copy and paste here, undeploy and application name and target. So click enter that command. It is going to be start undeploying the applications from the WLST. See here, undeploy and complete a task. And go to the admin console and click on refresh button. So check about that application. There was no application. So which is how you deploy and deploy the applications using the WLST. See, normally which we can able to all these actually, commands. So next what I need to do, I want to, create the custom scripts. So just now what I did actually, so I just use the default commands, whatever available over there. And, I have just executed those commands one after other. But I didn't prepare any Python script, any Jython scripts actually, which should be, packed into the .py Python. Py means extension should be .py, example sample.py. Next, how to customize the WLST scripts, in the sense, according to the requirement, we need to be customize the, you know, WLST scripts. Generally, before we are moving into that, customization part, let's we see what is the a common online deployment commands: deploy, distribute, and redeploy, start, stop, undeploy, and update applications. All these are the online deployment commands. So this is about the node manager related commands and how the WebLogic manager server instances life cycle follows in the WLST. Start server, starting the admin server, start manager server, and suspend. You can suspend running server and resuming the running server whenever the server into the admin state. You can resume that server into the admin to running state. Then after that, shutdown state, gracefully shut down the running server instance, and migrate means you can migrate the server instance within the cluster. So these are all about the lifecycle commands with the WLST. Then once we will complete, generally we just go to that customizing the WLST. In the sense, we are going to be preparing the WLST scripts. So generally there are following methods which we may have to work with that, customizing the scripts. One is two methods. Let's we see, we just go to over there. What is the CMO generally? First we'll able to see CMO is nothing but what, current management object. Generally it's a variable actually. It's a Java object that is going to serve as a proxy for a direct access to the WebLogic server domain. So generally what will happen, so everything which we can able to access through the CMO, directly management ambience cannot able to access. So through the CMO which we can able to access generally. Let's we see what are the ways which we can able to have, so to prepare the Python scripts actually. There are two methods which we have here to prepare the Python scripts. One is, if you know the properly Python scripting language one method, and otherwise we may have the different method. Let's we see the first one. If you know the Python if you know the Python scripting language, open the notepad, type all commands and save it as .py. In the sense, sample.py. This is one method. And second method, if you don't know the if you don't know the Python scripting, so generally WebLogic admin console, if you don't know the Python, so there is record button in the admin console. There is record button in the admin console, and before doing any configuration, first start the record button and do the configuration. After complete, stop the record button, and so generally this script which is copied under the domain home, go to that path and edit according to the requirement and execute the script like following ways, following way: Java space weblogic dot WLST sample dot py. So even here or there, so we need to be execute the script like this only. right? These are the two methods actually to prepare the customizing or to prepare or customizing the configurations. All the configurations you can able to do. So, but before you are configuring, you need to know some of the syntax actually. See what is edit generally. Edit is nothing but change to the edit tree generally. So get the edit log generally. Start edit means it is going to be get the edit log from the edit, in the sense in that session whatever you want you can able to modify. So then after that make the changes, in the sense whatever you want you can able to write it here. Then after that save, and simply whatever you are requesting it is going to be saves those configuration. Then it is going to be activates finally, and exit means which you can able to come out from the WLST after completing the configurations. These are all about the changing the configurations in the WLST online. So let's we see how we can able to do that configuration part. So go to over there and see that configuration part. Go to over here. If you know that WLST properly, in the sense Python scripting language, open the notepad, type all the commands here, save it as .py with the specified name, and import this Python script into the Linux form, and you can execute like this: Java space weblogic.wlst and script.py. Extension should be .py. Then otherwise, second method, go to the admin console. I'm just starting the record button before you are doing any configuration. So this script which are going to be recording to the domain home with the script number. So 477.py. See, let's say see how to configure the server. Click on the servers and click on new, and providing the server name and login address, and click on next and click on finish button. So I have completed the server configuration. Next what I need to do, I'm just stopping the record button. So go to that administration console. I'm just disconnects here. How you can able to disconnect? This is about how you are going to be disconnecting the online to offline. Then after that exit. You are exiting from the WLST. That this is how you are going to be exiting. Then see where it is going to be stored the script generally. Cd space dot ls, so which is available here. Auto deploy and servers generally. See 477.py. If you want, you can move the script. Otherwise, you can, in the sense, rename. Otherwise, you can able to start the open the script like this, and you can edit according to the requirement. Insert, connect. See username and password and T3 colon localhost colon 8001. This is about that connect and edit. We have seen edit started. What are those? Edit started. See CMO create server, which is already created server 1, server 0. I'm changing to the server 1. If you are in a real time, you can change in place of localhost host name also, and port number. I'm just changing the different port number, and copy and paste, and then after that save, activate, disconnect, exit. These steps are quite common for every script actually. And copy and paste change the server name, and copy and paste change the server name and login address and port number. Like that, how many servers you want, you can configure. Press escape, save and exit. So go to over there and see. So I prepare the script for configuring the server. So what I need to do, I want to execute actually that script. So Java space, so weblogic dot WLST, press enter. See which is going to be completes the configuration. So go to the admin console and click on the servers, refresh it. See server 0 which is created, server 1 just now created. Like that, how you can able to create the server. Similarly like that, I'm just configuring the start the record button, and I am configuring the cluster. Click on cluster, click on new, provide the cluster name, and click on OK. I have configured the cluster successfully using that, and I'm just stopping the record button and go to the admin console here. sorry, command line ls. So 197 script. So script 947, right? Press I. Same again. I need to add co connect. If you know everything like the all the commands, you can open the notepad and we can type all the commands. Edit, edit and start, edit and see cluster 0 which is already there. I'm just changing to the cluster 1 and even also cluster 1. Save, activate, disconnect, exit. So in this way you can able to and copy and paste, change the cluster name and how many clusters you want you can able to create. Then after that, how to execute after preparing the scripts, go to here, java space weblogic.wlst, press enter. So you can able to prepare the scripts like this for monitoring and everything. See, in this way you can able to configure, go to the admin console and click on refresh button. See, cluster one which is created was similarly like this. So in this way every configuration you can able to configure. Before that you can able to start the record button and do the configuration and go to there and you can able to edit according to the requirement and save and exit and you can able to execute that script. So in this way you can able to customize the Python scripts. So let's we see all the real-time scripts which is I prepared by me through me. So go to here, like how to configure the servers and all those. This is about the document generally which contains about, see, how to enable disable that is what actually how to enable disable the admin console. So by using these scripts actually by default which is enabled to true, and if you want you can disable, make it as false. Enable disable the admin console. See, let's we see here, go to over there how to create the or how to run the server using the WLST. VS space create server.py. This is for creating the one server and second and third and fourth, how many servers you want you can able to configure like this. Then after that, generally you can execute the command like this for creating the servers. Similarly like that, how to delete the servers. This is a script for deleting the servers. And how to create the cluster, more than one cluster. These are the clusters, more than one cluster you can able to create and you can execute. How to create the machine. This is a script for creating the machines. And how to deploy. Generally I have done the deployment using the WLST one application at the same time, but in real time generally I want to deploy the more than one application at the same time. For that I need to be prepare the scripts. See, connect the WLST targets. Here you can able to give normal server instance and otherwise you know WebLogic server cluster also, and application name where you are getting that application path, edit, start edit and deploy. And you can deploy the application. If that application is not deployed until this much time, so it has going to be timeouts, save and activate. This is for one application. Second, third and fourth, how many applications you may have like that, copy and paste and you can deploy the all applications at the same time. Similarly, undeploy, connect, target, application name, edit, start edit, undeploy, timeout, save and activate. One application, second, third and fourth and fifth, you can undeploy all applications at the same time. So you can able to configure the JDBC by using this script. So we can able to configure the JDBC, and then after that we can able to configure the JMS resources like JMS server, JMS module, and creating the queue and creating the topic. And generally, so finally how you can able to come to know the server status. Every day you are going to be issuing the commands and you can come to know. That is what repeating the task, right? You are just preparing the script. So you just issue the command called server status.py. Automatically it has going to be executes and get the server state. And if any one of the server is unable to running, generally you can able to send mail to the some specific user or specific person by using this script actually. So who are available under the script. Then after that, how to add servers to the cluster actually. This is a script to add the servers to the cluster. Then after that, how to control that, like all the WLST commands. Start the node manager and start the server using the node manager and using the manager servers. Using the node manager, you can start the admin and as well as the manager server instance, and you can check the status like this about the all server instances. Then similarly like that, you can check the status about the node manager then whether the node manager is running or not. All these scripts which I prepared, actually I will send this document to you people. You just go through and you just give you your details in place of those scripts, and you can prepare the WLST scripts. So this is about how you are going to be preparing the WLST scripts. So this completely completes about the WLST. So you can use the default commands and you can customize those scripts by using the Python scriptings. If you know the Python scripts or scripting language, you'll open the notepad and do type all the commands. If you don't know the notepad, generally use the record button and you can do the customizing all the configurations. So this is about the WLST concept. And anyhow, I will forward this document to you people, this real-time document to you people. Okay, and go through this real-time document for configuring all the WLST scripts. Clear, right? Hello? Hello? Yes. All right. So today what I'm doing, I'm just stopping here. I will send this document to you people. You just go through. Then what I need to do. So tomorrow what I need to do. Tomorrow we'll see. What are the version differences generally, otherwise logging, actually sorry, logging implementation. Then after that virtual host. Then after that version differences, 8.12 till 12c, all the version differences which we'll able to see. These topics we'll able to see tomorrow. Understood? Clear, right? Today's class,
Yes, sir.
right? So I will forward this document to you people and go through. If you'll get any doubt, we'll able to see tomorrow class. Okay, in tomorrow's class.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So thank you. We'll meet tomorrow at same time, 7 o'clock only. Okay. I have some. I'm getting some, late actually from the office. So due to that,
Okay.
we'll able to log in at 7 o'clock every day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So thank you. We'll meet tomorrow at same time. Bye.
Yes.